Alright, welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Known Classics. This is episode number 34, 31, Doubleshot number 3325. I have two Marvel trades here. One is the start of another run for a particular book. The other is the penultimate trade of click issues from a particular run. We'll get to that one. First what we have is Moon Knight Fist of Kusatsu, Volume 1, Leave Home. Yep, Mark Spector is back. The Vengeance Moon Knight series is over. After only 9 issues, it ever started as this. And here's something really weird about this. So, Marvel decided to release, by the way, this book collects issues 0 through 5 of the series. Still written by Jed MacKay. Yeah, the second time the book got relaunched, which I'm like, why? Why the heck would you keep relaunching this book? Just keep the numbering going. Like, first it's Moon Knight, and then it's Vengeance Moon Knight. Now it's this. Oh, and here's the thing. After 15 issues of this book, it's going to launch again, this time as Mark Spector Moon Knight Volume 2. I'm kind of like, okay, I love this book, but why the heck could you just call it simply Moon Knight? Why do you have to keep relaunching it, Marvel? And I don't blame Jed MacKay for this. It's not his fault. Like, here's the thing. Is the book not selling very well? I highly doubt it. I'm sure the book is selling pretty well. It may not make the top 10, but I'm sure it's selling pretty well enough to make sure it doesn't keep getting relaunched. Second time this happened. Since this book is basically... since the book launched back in 2021. Yes, can you believe this book has been publishing almost non-stop for the past 5 years? Yeah, 5 years and 2 relaunches. At least the first one happened after 30 issues. Second one happened after freaking 9. So kind of in a way, like, by the previous volume ended, he put out 39 issues. And with these issues in particular, which these are 6 issues which are counterpart of numbering. So that means that this book has had a total number under this current writer exactly 45 issues. Yes, believe it or not. Yeah, according to the Moon Knight numbering, Legacy number, this is considered to be 240 to 246. Yes. And plus this book has references to stuff from, I kid you not, they reference the Jeff Lemire run in this trade here. We'll get to that. So yeah, Mark Spector is back. So we have Alessandro Capico on issues 0 through 2. Domino Calaborn on issue 3, 4 through 5 as Damila Palmer. There's also a story called Wax Moon by Joe Kelly. I probably haven't signed this one. Artwork by Emilio Liso. And also the cover art is by E.M. Guest. I probably have something signed for him now. And David Powder, yeah. Basically, Joe Kelly, E.M. Guest can be Comic-Con, so I haven't signed this one. So we have our Moon God, where he's like, oh, the greatest of the gods. And then we see Renee, where she is wearing a Moon Knight outfit, not dressed as Moon Knight. And of course, you have these other people, like by Moon Knight in the past. And it's like it's a symbol. And basically, we kind of recap, and we see Mark just spouting teeth like he's a vampire. Yes, believe it or not, they counter vampires in this book. And then we see he is back fully, and we see the beautiful Tigra. Her son is not here in this book. Yeah, it just, the whole thing with this issue here, it just reestablishes the fact that Moon Knight is back. That's simply put what the opening issue was here for. And then we have, and this is so funny, you have this little nightclub, it's like, You can't come in. Oh yeah, what is that? There's dress code. Impossible. I'm dressed to kill. Yeah, Moon Knight is back in Mr. Knight attire. Now, you might be curious though, who started the Mr. Knight thing? Believe it or not, this was actually Warren Ellis who started this particular identity. Yes, Warren Ellis. And he goes in and meets with a woman named Frazier. Yes, he's the only Frazier appears here. And then reference the, believe it or not, that they bring up Devil's Reign. Yep, even Devil's Reign Moon Knight one shot, which is interesting. That's not the only reference we have in here. Oh no. By the way, Devil's Reign was written by Chip Zdarsky.
これで Moon Knight が Moon Knight になった 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 Moon Knight が Moon K
yeah, let me finish this up here. So, yeah, so basically, Mark just beats some people up, and then we see Renee, who's a Renice, who's a vampire. We see other members of the Midnight Mission, and have to beat more people up, and then it's like, there he is, Mr. Moon Knight. Yes. So, yep. At the time it's gonna be, it's like, and then we see this guy, and then we see Tony Stark appear in the book. Yes, because we mentioned Impossible said, yep, so bring up what was happening on pages in Avengers, also by Jim McKay as well. Yes, believe it or not, he's writing that book. And this year, his run is ending after 36 issues. And because X-Men is not ending, so now he's trimming down the amount of books he's doing now from 3 down to 2. He's still doing Moon Knight, as Mark Spector Moon Knight, and also he's doing X-Men. So, 3 down to 2. And they recently brought back Black Cat. I didn't know they brought back Black Cat at all, but he's not the writer. It's somebody else. So I have to chill for Iron Man for a bit. So, yeah. So, and then we have 8-Ball doing some stuff here. Hunter's Moon does some stuff. We see this weird guy in this outfit here. Yeah, but you see Hunter's Moon, Moon Knight. What about the hands of Khonshu? He's like, I think he's like the left hand Hunter's Moon, while in the case of Moon Knight himself, he's the right hand. Makes sense. So, after the brief everything, it's like, then they reference the events of Avengers Incorporated. Interesting. So, first is Devil's Reign, the mini series, the one shot. We kind of reference Avengers. Now Avengers Incorporated. Al Ewing wrote that miniseries, and that was awesome. That was a good miniseries. I kind of wish it was ongoing because it was really good. And he referenced that here. And then basically the whole thing, Hank Pym was alive. So, oh yeah, and then they also bring up in here the events of, believe it or not, Blood Hunt. Yes, Blood Hunt, event Jim McKay did write. Yeah, that's difference here. And then Fairchild proceeds to break into the Midnight Mission and do a raid. So they fight the way out of there. Hunter's Moon has no idea what the heck is going on. Of course, they proceed to flee. Yep, they flee. And they flee to an underground. And this is, of course, where they bring up Jed McKay. Not Jed McKay. Bring up Jeff Lemire's Moon Knight, whereas 2014 #1. That was Jeff Lemire when he wrote that book. Yep. And yeah, then of course and then we lead into the whole thing. I have to basically stop really soon because dinner is ready. I'll stop right after I finish doing this one here. So, and Fairchild apparently is crooked. Then they reference the events of the first Moon Knight book by Jim McKay, where the whole thing would be in danger. And then we counter a bunch of vermins. Yes, a bunch of vermins. I believe this was something that was left off from Dan Slott. Yep, and then we have Jake Lackey and Stephen Grant. There's other personalities, and he deals with these vermins. And then Moon has a conversation with Fairchild about the whole thing. So, and then we have this guy here. It's like, you said the territory, and then we have Moon Knight go to a fight club. Yes, and we see that apparently that Mark Spector's got bullet holes in his chest. He's got like a scar on his back. Yeah, I think the bullet holes of when he was shot back in his debut appearance. Actually, his first chronological appearance back in Moon Knight #1. And the whole thing is basically taking back the territory. And while everybody else does everybody else, Moon Knight has a fight with the guy in the ring. Which, of course, basically he loses. And he says, all the way from shining Asgard. And then we have Wax. This is the Joe Kelly story. Yep. Where it's basically Koda, who he's meeting with Cinerak. As in the demon associated with Juggernaut? Yeah. And the whole thing is him chatting with him. And kind of in a way, this story here is just meant to, excuse me, believe it or not, set up the events of all things, the Joe Kelly 8 Deaths of Spider-Man book. But I'm not going to stop here. But I give this book roughly a 10 out of 10. The book was really good. I have to make a stop right here because dinner is ready. I will be back and I'll discuss basically the Spider-Man Deadpool book. But it's quite interesting, this one, okay? Thanks, Phil. Bye.